If you've got water left in the bottom of your dishwasher, chances are that you've got a blockage. Now, this is definitely something you can do yourself. Today, I'm going to be changing the pump completely, so it's really easy on this model. It's all done from the front, so the dishwasher doesn't have to come out. This is a Smeg, so I'll show you how to unblock it, and I'll also show you how to change the pump. First thing we need to do is get rid of the plinth across the bottom here. Some of them can be really tricky to get out, but this one's actually nice and easy. Just give it a little pull wherever you can get your fingers in and get it out of the way. That then gives us access to the bit underneath, which is where the pump is hidden away. Just got to take this little grey panel off here. And I'm also going to take the door off on this one because it gives me a bit of extra room. You don't have to take the decorative door off to get into where we need to get to, but I find it just makes life a bit easier. It gives us a bit more space to work with. So take the two screws out of the bottom, and then this one will just slide off. There's two little clips on the top, and you'll see how I just take this one off here. That's it. Get it out of the way. So now we've got access into the bottom here. What we need to do is take this little grey cover off. So use two screwdrivers, one to pull down the clip and one to prise the cover off. And once we've got that off, make sure you turn the power off, guys, because we're going to be disconnecting the pump. You want to make sure it's not going to give you a jump. So just make sure it's all turned off. So you can see the pump just off to the right of centre there. And what we need to do is twist that one out and replace it with this new one. So I'll just show you how to do that now. Disconnect it. And then there's a little sort of thingamajig that you need to push down and twist towards you. You'll see in a second how I do it. You just give it a little push and it goes past the little grey catch, and it'll actually allow you to pull the pump out. Now, if there's a blockage, what you'll find is the thing will either be stuck in there on that impeller bit there, or in the base of the machine where it's just dropped out from where the pump was. And just feel around. Make sure you're careful with it, guys, because sometimes it's glass that's stuck in there. You don't want to cut your fingers. But do double check that it's totally clear of stuff, guys. You don't want to go through all this and realise that you haven't gotten rid of the bit that was actually blocking it. But in we go with the new pump. So we want to do the reverse of what we've just done. You've got that little grey catch there. And what you want to do is line it up below that grey catch this time. So you're going to obviously twist it back the other way and make sure it locks in place. Now, it can actually be quite tough to get this in. So make sure you give it a good old push all the way around. You don't want to make sure it's going in lopsided. You want to make sure it's all nice and square. See, I'm actually having a bit of a trouble with it here, so I'm really having to give it some, guys. So with all your strength, push it towards and then twist it away, and then it will be locked in place like that. So connect it back up, then that's us actually done in there. But what I always like to do is just turn the machine on at this point and test it to make sure that I've put the pump on properly, make sure there aren't any leaks. So I just turn it on, get down there and wait for the water to swish around and make sure there's no leaks. Now let's get the decorative door back on, put these little bits here into the gaps on the black plastic bit at the top. Bit fiddly, but make sure they're in place and then give it a push and a slide down. And when you lower the door back down, make sure you're grabbing that decorative door so it doesn't put stress on the bits at the top. Put the screws back in. You'll know if you've gone into the old holes because they'll screw in nice and easy. And just do that one there and then do the one on the other side. Now, because I put a cycle on to test it a little bit earlier, what we need to do is cancel that cycle off. All we need to do is hold down the program selection button here until the two lights flash on the right. And then all we need to do is close the door and the machine will drain the water that was in there, and then it will completely allow you to start again. So make sure that the door and the plinth is all done correctly by swinging the door back and forward like this and make sure they don't hit. If they do hit, it means you haven't put the door back on properly or you haven't pushed the plinth back correctly. And that is it. Job done, guys. I hope that helped you out and you were able to do it yourself and saved yourself a few quid. Lovely.